It's actually the opposite in league play. You wanna take more time. Oh, good evening, folks. Welcome back to the fourth round of the ECAC's Fall Rocket League. Tonight, the Bobcats are going to face off against the undefeated Fairmont State Falcons. I'd like to take a moment, acknowledge our sponsors and contributors to the team. First on the list is the Stewarts Dake family for their contributions to fund our esports program. We would like to thank our drink sponsors, Advanced.gg. Use code BobcatsLive for 20% off your next order. More information on that will be in the description. We'd also like to acknowledge Paul Smith College Athletics, specifically our athletic director, Zach. Thank you, Zach. And lastly, we would like to thank Coach Stephanie Ziski and assistant coach Rachel Bars for their contribution to Paul Smith's Esports program. As always, this is Roger behind the mic. Let's get started on learning a little bit about your Bobcats and their opponents. So last week, the Bobcats took a decisive 4-0 victory, changing the record from 0-2 to 1-2. All of the ranks stand. Fairmont State comes in with a 3-0 record, with their captain Slade being a champ 1. We're gonna transition over here while I rattle off the rest of these stats here. Jacob Bra, also a champ 1. Max Banana 1 is a plat 1. Harry is a diamond 2, and there's a user with a plat 1. You can check out the season stats for the Bobcats down in the description below. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to get started here shortly. Got a little rushed on our start here. So I think one of the most important things the Bobcats need to realize tonight as they go into this match where they're going to be facing some higher ranked opponents than they did last week is taking their time with the ball when they have it and making smart plays under pressure. We've seen a couple of times throughout the season where they'll get under a little bit of pressure and they'll throw the ball away, and that's not something that you really want. You want to be able to control the ball. You want to be able to control the game. You do not want to just be throwing that away, especially when you're playing against high-ranked players. I think another thing I'm looking for the Bobcats to improve on tonight would be maybe some rotational stuff. They had some miscommunications last week that caused a lot of screw-ups in the rotations. I'm hoping that tonight we'll see a better showing of that as we get started here in a few minutes. We're just waiting on the other team to join. I'm not sure what they're doing yet, but we're gonna wait here. So I believe starting for the Bobcats tonight, we're gonna have our captain Lola, Luke, and Jackson is going to be checking in for this game. So we've got a lineup tonight that bodes pretty well for the Bobcats. However, we'll see how they have decided to take an approach to this team tonight. As I've said in past live streams before, the first game is not always a game you focus on winning or losing. It's one where you are paying more attention to how the other team plays, reading it, and then developing some sort of plan to take into the following second, third, and fourth games. Obviously, you want to try and get a win out of the first game, but if you don't, it's not a complete wash. Series games 2, 3, and 4 are particularly the most important ones, especially if you go down 2-0 in the series. It's really easy to kind of beat yourself up. So you have to very quickly be able to change your mindset and maybe even the way that you're playing to, in turn the whole series around. So one of the interesting things about esports is you cannot see your competitors. It's all up in your head. You've got to be able to not see the person that you're playing against, but also not allow them to beat you mentally, and you cannot beat yourself mentally. As Fairmount seems to be loading in now. We're looking in. We're looking to get this first game underway. We're going to ride on here with Captain Lola. She's going to slide that straight backwards. Luke looking to maintain some net coverage. Jackson's going to come in with the demo. Toothpaste is going to keep that in the end as Luke takes his time with it and throws it away to Jacob. Looks like Jackson's going to come up from the rotation. Look for a solo shot. Not able to make it fall. Lola just there, not able to land the final blow. Luke going to hit it off the backboard here. It's going to drop and fall. Jacob's going to play it back to his corner. DJ, I'm going to look to get a touch there. Not enough boost to get a secondary. Jackson tried to come in for the score. Jacob's going to clear. Luke's able to get that past one of the Fairmont attackers. Lola going to get a tap off the back wall. Look for a soft touch past the first one. Slide rolls it right back out to her, but she's not in a good position to be able to finish that off. Jackson going for the little pre-jump play there. Not going to work out for him. Luke on Jacob. Not able. Lola up in the air for that. It's going to miss. Jackson's going to be forced to retreat here, but he's going to turn around as Luke seems to be rolling backwards. Jackson just misses that shot. Almost put it left corner. Jacob's going for a ceiling shot here. Luke feeds it to Lola, who clears. Lola's going to be up on a light pressure here. Not a whole lot of boost in her tank. She's still going to find a way to center to Jackson. Jacob's going to clear it. Luke looking to make a play off the wall here. Hold it right there. He does. None of his teammates there to clear it the rest of the way. Harry up on Lola. Lola with the response. Back to our corner. Luke to Jackson. Nobody's there to finish that one off. Lola looking to apply some pressure, gets a very light touch on that ball. Jackson taking it up the wall. Not able to get the boom and power that he wanted to. They're going to launch that into our own corner. Lola's going to try to clear it. Slade's going to be there. Luke with a softer hit out to the middle, but he's able to stay on top of it to get the second touch off the car. Jackson's going to look to try and get something off the wall there, not able to. Lola's going to step in. Luke's already up in the air, but so isn't Harry. Jackson looking to get some pressure applied, maybe throw that out front for Lola, not able to go. Luke comes from behind Lola and is able to keep that in their corner. Lola's going to make a pinch play out to the front. Jackson's not quite able to get there. Luke tried to clear that over center, not quite there. Jackson's going to clear it finally. They're all over that ball. Luke hits that straight back towards Jacobro. A big save there by Lola. Didn't look like a very opportune shot. Luke looking to... Then Jackson's able to get a kind of awkward angle shot on that one there. Bounced awkwardly off of the defender, and Jackson's able to capitalize on that one, putting your Bobcats up 1-0, 1:55 remaining in the first game. Luke trying a little bit of fancy there. Slade's not falling for it. Jackson going to look to make a play on the wall there, not able to get it through. Lola's right there. Luke stuffs it there. Jackson's going to clear. Jackson going up on the wall there. Luke's not going to be able to turn around in time. Lola tried to get there, just barely misread. Harry all over that one. Shot off the backboard there. Luke softballs it out front. None of the Fairmont able to get there. Harry keeps it in. Luke's looking to settle. He gets demoed by Slide. Lola trying to make a little solo play there on her own. Off the backboard to Jackson. Jackson's not there. A pass from, I believe, a pass from Jacob to Slade. Able to tie the game up with 54 seconds remaining. Luke's going to take that kickoff. It's going to go straight back into Jackson. He's looking to try and pinch that on the wall to keep it there, but he's not going to be able to. Lola trying to make a defense. Jacobro with an insane pass. Slade's just barely not able to get there. Luke tried to put some pressure on the ball there. Wasn't able to. Lola's going to clear that one to the corner. Lola with a decent touch up to the middle. Jacob's right there. Luke going to have to try and make this awkward angle touch. Not enough to get it out of the way, but Lola's up on the backboard there. Slide was there waiting for it. Jackson looking to apply some pressure to Jacob. Jacob with control in the corner. Tries to go for a nice little ceiling touch, not able to get there. Luke able to finally clear. Harry there to keep it alive, and they're not able to. With a weird little chip from the kickoff, it's going to be in the Bobcat zone. Jackson's going to look to clear, not able to. Harry's all over that. Jackson with a lob shot on net. Jacob's going to be right there to pick it up. Luke going to be there to try and finish that off, not able to. Jackson gets a nice touch on that ball to clear that right out, and it goes right back into the hands of Lola, who's demoed by Jacob. Bobcats struggling a little bit on the boost as Jackson falls to Jacob. Lola responds with a demo on Harry. Tried to get that rolling out there. Jackson able to bounce it off the main wall. Jacob making a play on that. Jackson's going to play it to the wall. Looking to leave for Luke. Luke tries to take it and miss. A miss from Lola as well. Some insane pressure coming in from Fairmont as Jacob's able to pound that one right into the top left corner. So the Bobcats are going to fall down game one in an overtime loss. Honestly, that's about as good as a game one as you're going to want. A lot of information, at least that I was seeing there present for the Bobcats to be able to kind of change up their strategy, think of a different way to attack this team. They played very well. The rotations were good. The communication was good. There was only a couple of misses, a couple of bobbles. That's not a big deal. That usually works itself out by game two. If I'm playing right now, I'm not upset with game one. Game one went very, very well. Obviously, there's some good players on the other team. However, I think that it is very possible that the Bobcats, if they continue playing the way that they're playing, might be able to squeak out a win or two against this team, potentially even the series. It's a tall task for the Bobcats, as these are arguably the best opponents they've faced all season long, but I have no doubts that we'll be able to rein this one back in and at least make it a competition. Now, the Fairmont team that I've seen over the past couple of hours here, I went through and I looked at their past games. They have had zero competition. All of their games have been won in a decisive manner, just like the Bobcats win last week, usually 4-0 sweeps. However, I have good faith that the Bobcats, Jackson here, taking a shot right off the kickoff, kind of testing to see what they're up to. Jackson's able to get that one to the corner. Luke's going to look to play that off the back wall, not able to get that cleared. Jacob's going to take some possession here. Jackson's going to lightly apply some pressure, and he's able to get that clear out. Jacob's going to be able to get to that boost just before. Lola takes a shot on the net, tries to get down, not able to in time. Luke kind of in a bad spot here. Lowell was able to get a touch off the wall there. Another one to disrupt. Slade's up in the air to keep that, and Luke keeps that straight to the outside. Jackson went for the clear, not quite there, as Harry's there to keep it in our zone, going to the opposite corner. Jackson with a big clear there. That could have been a dangerous ball if Fairmont was in good offensive position. Jackson's looking to push here. It's going to be set up pretty well for a nice little aerial here. He's doing some stuff, but not able to get there. Lola tried to finish, not able to put enough power on it to get it past. Luke stepped up, was able to squeak one past him. Jacob just too quick in the air for Lola to get up there. And Jackson not able to grab that ball. It's unfortunate, a little bobble. He slowed that ball way down. Jackson was not anticipating that. 1-0, 3:39 remaining. Bobcats are able to take that. It's going to go straight back to Luke. Lola able to keep that to the outside. Luke's going to have to touch that to get it out of there. Jackson's there for good measure. Jackson able to carry that ball straight past, not able to beat the third man. Slide, looking to go up. Jackson with a big bump there, not able to clear thanks to Jacob. Jackson and Jacob with a little pinch to go straight down the middle. Nobody's able to get there. Luke's got the stop. Somebody's got to get up to defend that. Slide shoots it over. Jacobro with another shot. Not able to make one land on the Bobcats here. It's a tremendous amount of offensive pressure coming from Fairmount here. And now the Bobcats are able to get it across the midfield line. Lola tried to make a solo play there, wasn't able to make it fall. Jackson's going to go up the challenge, just barely missed that. Luke found on an awkward angle there. Jacobra with a nice little flip reset. It's going to be 2-0 Fairmont with 2:26 remaining in the second game of the series. Jackson's going to blast that one the long way. Able to get a pop-up, but none of his teammates are able to go up for it. Going to get played right out to Gergs, who's going to try and get that past him. Almost does. Toothpaste just barely gets a touch on that. Lola looking defensively here, not able to make a play quite on that ball, but she's going to be able to now. Slide. Throws that one down. DJ's going to follow that one up. Not able to make a play on that, and neither is Gergs. Jackson, last line of defense. He gets that back up the wall. Seems his car tried to jump there, but was stuck. Stuck right to it. Lola able to settle that ball very nicely. We're just going to feed that right back to Jacob. Jacob's going to take this on his own. Not able to get it past Lola. Jackson up the wall. Harry's going to keep it down in there.
I got his boost.
Lola try to make a solo play off the wall. Luke's there to clean that up. Jackson falling back a little bit. Able to beat him out on that, but not Jacob. Slade there. Jackson with the clear. With the assist from Gergs. Jackson's able to send it all the way down the field. That might be on the net, and they just barely get there to tap it. Luke able to play that off the back wall. Going to try and settle it here. Lola's not able to get up there in time. Luke with another settle right in front of the net. Jackson not able to get there. Lola tried a little defensive pinch off the wall, and it rolled better in her favor than it did the Fairmount. Lola with a big booming clear, almost on net. Gerg's able to disrupt that just enough, but Slade's there to take it over. Luke able to put his car right in the way of that one. And with 7 seconds remaining, the Bobcats are still down 2-0. Last second demo from Harry there. Luke puts the ball on the ground, and that's going to be the end of game 2. So the Bobcats being down 2-0. They need to be able to keep it rolling a little bit better here. The spirits got to stay up. Like I said before, can't mentally beat yourself here. You have to keep it clear. So, appreciate you, Will, on the pronunciation. Joe Cabra. Gotcha. All right.
Let's. I don't care if we lose or whatever. Let's lock in and just try to. Let's.
We're loading into number 3, round number 3 of the night. Bobcats gonna play this off the mid. Luke with a nice touch off the backboard, able to tuck that one in. That's a bit of a shocker. A quick strike from the Bobcats puts them up 1-0 with only 5 seconds shredded off the clock. Gonna need to make sure that they control the emotion, make sure they don't let that get too out of hand. Well, that was a nice shot. Jacabra is up in the air. Jackson looking to keep that in their own zone, not able to. An interesting touch from Jacabra there. Lola's going to take over for the Bobcats. Full head of steam. Tried to get a demo off there, not able to. Jacabra up the wall. Jackson tries to make a play on it. Able to kind of stop it. He's going to take over. Slade with the boost steal is going to halt Paul Smith just a little bit. Lola's the last one back, not able to turn. Jacabra with a nice shot there, not able to get it past Lola, as Jackson's finally going to be able to get a clear for the Bobcats. Jacabra off the back wall. Some nice touches off the back wall, but not a whole lot of steam left in that tank. Jackson with the clear. Slade's going to take over. Not able to get the demo off. Luke's going to be the only one back, and he's going to be there to save it. Harry going to take the ball there. Pounded to the corner. Jackson's going to take over. Slade carrying the ball through. Luke and Lola on net. Oh, the last on net, and Jacabra able to just squeak that one by. Lola in the net. It's a good shot there off the backboard. Some impressive shots coming out of both teams here as Jacobo is going to take possession off the kickoff. Going to roll it real hard, and Slade's going to be there to pick that one up. It's going to be 2-1 Fairmont. 3:12 remaining in the third game. Fairmont currently leads 2-0 in the series. Kickoff going more Gergs' favor than Fairmont's. Jackson went for a quick shot there, was not able to get it to land. Gergs looking to clear. Jacobrow is going to be all over that one. Lola there, slides able to keep it. Jackson able to take that mid boost, stay up on the pressure, not able to keep it. Harry's going to take that and drop that right in front of Jackson, who's going to take advantage of that one, but not quite. Jacobrow on the ball off the wall, looking for a pass to his teammate Harry. Harry's going to try and dribble. Luke's up there for the answer. Jacobrow with a nice shot, and Luke's not able to get up high enough to take it out. Fairmont's up 3-1 in game 3, 2:24 remaining. Lola looks like a pretty 50-50 kickoff. Slade's going to try and take this one on net. Jackson says no thank you. Jacobrow back up on the wall, tries to get a nice little double touch off the backboard, not able to land. He's going to take possession here in his own corner. Jackson tries to get up there, not able to. Luke able to get one past Harry. Jackson tried to get in there for the finish, not able to. Or sorry, Luke. Jackson tried to finish off the crossbar. Bobcats very close to getting another one here, making it ever so close to tie up. Slade's going to take this one. Looking for the clear. Gergs gets a demo on Jacobrow. Jackson pushing up the wall. Jacobrow is going to say no, send it back towards the Bobcats. Lowell is able to keep that in the zone. Luke tries. Still no clear. Jackson with a nice save on Slade. Look to push that past, able to get that 100 boost, able to keep on the on the attack. Jacobrow stops that on his own back wall. Jacobrow tried to take it the length, what didn't have enough gas in the tank. Jacobrow off the ceiling, a huge demo and an even bigger save from Lola. Harry looking for a shot off the back wall. Lola's able to keep that out. Jacobrow. Lola, pinch, coming down. Harry's there for the save. Luke able to keep that in their zone. Jacobrow, possession in our own end here. Not able to land one on net. Harry right there. With a slow down from Luke, Lola's able to save that one. Jacobrow comes right off of his spawn, straight onto the ball. Jackson drops that one for Luke. Luke not able to clear. Harry up on that ball, not able to, in a hefty 50 from Jacobrow and Jackson. Seems the Bobcats are going to fall to 3-0 on the series as Harry's able to tuck one in with a nice assist from Slade. So, the Bobcats are down 3-0 in the series right now. Best of 7 series. If Fairmont's able to squeak one more win away, they're going to come away victorious tonight and keep that squeaky clean record. If the Bobcats can rally to 4 consecutive wins from here on out, it could be the upset of this division. I think a lot of it goes into the immense amount of pressure that Fairmount put down on the Bobcats offensively As you can see, to the shots ratio between Fairmont and the Bobcats, 12 for Fairmont and 4 for the PSC Bobcats. It's quite obvious that we were lacking offensively and spent a lot of the game heavy on defense. So we want to make sure that we're spending equal time, as equal as you can get. Obviously, you want more time in the offensive zone, but equal time is more what you look for when it comes to um, being competitive. So the Bobcats are going to have to find more time to be on offense in this game 4. Lola feeds that right to Slade, who feeds that straight to Jackson. Jacobra going to take this up way over the corner, not able to sink it. Slade right there to be able to drop in on that just unfortunate touch from Lola. Fairmount's going to go up 1-0, 4:44 remaining in game 4. Gerg's going to play that right up the wall. Jacobra's going to be right all over that. He's going to look to get a touch here, able to get it over Jackson, and he's going to take it on his own and score. Fairmont 2-0, 4:34 remaining. Touch to get it over Lola there, and a final flick to get it over Jackson. Straight into the unguarded Bobcats net. They got to find an answer here. If I'm them, I'm looking for some. If I'm the Bobcats, I'm looking for something quick. As Lola gonna try and make a play here. Gerg's back and way up. Lola's gonna come up one-on-one on the ball. Jacobra, sorry. Able to make that defensive play. Nice shot on that. Jacobra's going to leave it. It's going to be kind of tough for them to get, and Gerg's going to capitalize on that one. 4 minutes remaining. Fairmont 2, Paul Smith's Bobcats 1. And that's the kind of answer they needed. They need to change that momentum, change the way that the game's flowing, get it back in their favor. So Luke's going to look to take this kickoff. It's going to come straight back to Jackson. Jackson demoed by Jacobra. And then Slade going to be looking to settle it. Jackson right there. Harry able to get a back play. Jackson able to tie it up. Fairmont fumbled the ball a little bit on their back wall there from a miss. And Slade not able to come up with an answer to Jackson. There goes Harry and Lola, not able to really decide a winner there as Luke's able to keep it in their defensive zone. Going to take it straight across the net from Slade there. Luke's going to take over on the back wall. A weird little center there. Slade's going to pinch it off that wall. Lola's going to look to keep it there. Harry up for that. Able to clear to the Bobcats corner. Jackson, awkward pinch straight out front. Somebody's going to get on that, and Jackson and Luke actually pinched that all the way down to the Fairmont corner. Lola unable to squeak that one away. Just a hard shot from Jacobra, able to beat her just underneath the post. That was a beautiful shot from the sidewall. Luke able to push that straight to Slade. He's going to take possession of that in his own corner. Jacobra able to stay on top of that. Jackson able to pick that ball up. Going to come to the corner. Harry's going to keep it to the outside. Lola tried to push it to the front. Jacobra with an interesting backflip. Nobody from the Bobcats able to get there. Jackson able to slow roll that, and Jacobra able to get back in time just barely. Jacobra taking it up the sidewall. Luke is going to send that back towards the net. Slade not able to get there. Jacobra soloing up the wall. It's going to roll up Fairmont's backboard and not able to be hit in by the Bobcats. Luke's going to look to take possession of this. Tried to get a flick off, wasn't able to. Jackson's right there. It's off the post and out. Lola and Luke up for that one, not quite able to make it land. Bobcats now rushing back to defense. Luke going to look to play, not able to. Jacoba on a fresh fuel tank, not able to get that touch to land that goal. Luke's going to take over on the sidewall, try to get it past Slade, not going to be able to. Harry keeps it on the side. Slade went for the ball, missed, and got Jackson instead. Jacobra plays that back to the side. Jackson right on top. Jackson clears it the full way. Lola up on the sidewall is Slade here, able to push it just barely past him. Jacobra takes it up the wall with a little bit of boost, but not quite enough. Harry able to dish that out. Tried to get it to Slade, wasn't able to. There was a Jackson Jnovak in the way. Luke pushing up on this ball, able to keep it in the corner. Not able to keep it after Harry with the clear. Jackson all over that ball, not able to get it cleanly past Slade, and Jacobra's there to send it the full way. Jacobra with a shot off of his own clear, able to put him up 4-2 with 55 seconds remaining in game 4. The Bobcats are going to need to put 2 quick goals in here if they want to continue a shot at beating Fairmont tonight. Jackson able to slide that straight backwards to Luke, who's going to give that up to Lola. Luke's going to go up for it. Lola almost able to beat Jacobra there, not quite. Slade up in the air with a nice shot on net. Jackson and Luke are there to cover it. Harry able to keep that in the corner. Luke's going to look to get it out. Slade off of a accidental assist from Luke as he attempted to clear across the net. Fairmont up 5-2 in game 4, 30 seconds remaining on the clock. Little fumble from Fairmont, but nothing for the Bobcats just yet. Slade's going to take possession here, try to make a solo play. Luke's going to keep it straight in their zone. Jackson's going to take over here, sending it straight down to their corner. Jacobra is going to keep it on the sidewall. Tried to get a nice little touch there past Lola, was not able to. Bobcats make one more desperate attempt to score, and they are not able to. The Bobcats will fall to 1-3 on the series. Fairmont will go up to 4-0. We'd like to thank you all for joining our broadcast tonight. We'll be back next Thursday for round 5. Thank you all.